You're gonna figure it out in your dreams. Good night, Owen Theo.
Okay, first of all, I have to tell you something.
What? Are we on?
Well, I'm just start. I just always
Great.
start and then it doesn't matter. We cut.
Let's do it.
By the way, I just want to tell you now,
Tell me.
I cut every single thing
Yeah.
ever
Yeah, totally.
from the podcast.
Uh-oh.
So this will be 2 minutes.
I am you with my own podcast.
Great.
But
You have one of the best podcasts where I actually don't want it to end. My podcast, you want it to end.
See, we don't cut it because it's going too long. We cut it because we say crazy fucking shit.
I'm obsessed
and
with
I'm
that.
like, well, we can't say that.
I'm
That's gotta
obsessed
go.
with that. Have you said something that you regret? Wait, I have to introduce who you are. I'm with Matt Rogers. I'm such a fan of yours. We're just meeting right
Likewise.
now, but
I
I'm
know.
genuinely a huge fan of yours, and I've been a fan for forever. And I think
can't
first of all, I'm a huge fan of your podcast. I'm a huge fan of everything you do. I love your Christmas album.
Oh, thank you.
I just love you. I think you're really deeply talented.
I
and
love
funny.
you back. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so
And I
excited.
have to say, you have the energy of extreme immediate comfort.
That's so nice.
And that's why I was like, when you asked me to get in your bed, I was like,
welcome in my bed.
say when.
Wait, okay, so you were just about to say something
What was
that
I
I
about
forget.
to say? We were talking about editing things out of our podcast.
Oh yeah, so you edit a lot?
It's kind of like nowadays, I don't want to leave anything in there that hurts anyone's feelings. And I also do, because we talk about pop culture, we talk about our opinions on things. It's so funny. Like back in the day, I started podcasting in 2016, which by the way, felt
God.
like I was like the last person on earth to do it with Bowen.
Yeah.
I even said like when we were going to start our podcast, like really now, isn't it done? And to think that now in the year
Every
of our
single
Lord,
person?
2024, literally everyone. Does
No,
she
no.
have one?
No,
she should.
By the way,
We're pointing to Hillary Duff.
no, she actually should have one. She needs one.
Oh, she needs like a Lizzie McGuire recap episode, or to tell us what the real truth is about.
Behind of course, what actually happened with the Lizzie McGuire reboot.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
You know, I auditioned for that.
Well, I didn't get an audition.
I mean, listen, not everyone gets every audition, but here's
But
something.
would we
Don't
have
feel bad.
been
I
up for the
didn't
same
book.
role?
No, because it was very like the generic gay.
Oh my God, I'm always up for those.
Well, yeah,
But they never choose me.
Sorry.
They choose
Well, yes.
you. They choose you.
no, they don't. They don't always choose me.
They choose you, love.
You know what's funny? Like we all have our person that they're like, that's who they pick.
Who's yours?
John Early.
Of course, a great person to be.
I mean,
Great.
Anytime, but there's been times when I'm like, just offer this to him. You know what I mean? We all know where this is
hilarious.
going.
That's hilarious.
But it's flattering to think that you think I book.
No,
a lot.
you book a lot. You book a lot.
I happen to book good things, but I
Yeah.
don't book a lot.
See,
You
that's-
book a lot.
No, I don't book it. I don't book at all. My friends put me in like one little scene of a show.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That's booking.
Well,
And people
Wake
think
up.
that people like this is a PSA. People think that just because you didn't walk into a casting director and like they didn't know you and you spun the audition of a lifetime, that's the only way you book. No, you book by making friends, like having connections, and then they think you're good enough and you know they want to be around you to do the role, and then you book.
I call myself a nepo friend.
I'm a nepo friend. You're
No,
talking
you're
to
not a
the
nepo friend.
Kelly Rowland of queer comedy.
That's genius.
I'm not kidding. And let me tell you something. I love Kelly.
No, she's amazing.
Ain't nothing wrong with
and by
being
the way,
the
look
Kelly
at her.
Rowland
She's
of queer
so
comedy.
talented.
She's hot as fuck.
Hot as fuck,
She's
yeah.
talented.
She has the body still to this day.
Getting better by the day.
Yeah, I know.
And also, like, yeah, no one really talks about it. The OG, like, most technically skilled singer in Destiny's Child. And I'm not saying that Beyonce isn't the one.
Whoa,
I'm
that's
saying that
tea.
Beyonce became the one over time, truly. She was always great. But Kelly, even
Had
if-
it from day one, you think?
Yes, and if you go back and watch like them singing in harmony together, Beyonce will often look to Kelly to see if she's in the right note or in the right key, and Kelly will go, "Yep," because she always is. But the authority in the room was Kelly Rowland vocally.
Whoa, this is tea. This is tea. I thought
No
Beyonce
shade.
was always leading the group, leading
She
the back.
is because she aesthetically was the lead.
Yeah.
Like that's why they always made her stand out a little bit more. She always
Yeah.
had like the blown out blonde hair. She had
Totally.
the like most flattering outfits.
Outfit, yep.
Because I think she has the lead star quality.
Yeah.
But Kelly Rowland, there's a reason why she was on all those second verses, baby. And to say
There you go.
nothing of Michelle, who tore those bridges up,
I love Michelle.
there's no one I, respect
love Michelle.
more.
But Twitter came for Michelle after the Super Bowl. Did
Well,
you see all
yes.
that? Of course. So my whole thing was like, you don't even know.
Twitter
Michelle's.
sucks.
I hate Twitter, but I also love it. I look myself up all the time. There's nothing new ever.
Do you actually look yourself up
course,
all the time?
all the time.
So you're gonna admit that. Okay, I will too.
I look myself up all the time. But no, you probably have new things. Nothing's ever, mine's still from 2022. You can look it up. That's true.
I think that everyone checks to see what people are saying. I think anyone that's like, I don't check to see what anyone's ever said about me online is lying because.
Do you have Google Alert?
I don't have a Google Alert.
I don't either.
But do you know what I'll do? This is what I'll do. I will look at my podcast Reddit page.
That's good.
I don't Google myself. I look at my podcast and I don't Twitter search myself
anymore. Are people
anymore
nice on Reddit?
They're really nice on Reddit. They're often not nice to me on Twitter. It's the same bullshit though. It's stuff that makes no sense.
I was on, do you know what influencer snark is on Reddit?
Oh wait, I think I've heard of it.
LA influencer snark. You guys you have to get into this. It's unbelievable. It's like Olivia Jade seen with Jacob Elordi, and then it's like an hour late, like it gives you live updates. Like an hour later, she walks
that's
alone.
So weird.
It's so amazing.
So it's like Dumois.
It's Dumois, but it's honestly better than Dumois. It's realer.
I don't know. Like I don't really get like spotted. Maybe now with my blonde hair because I'm a little bit more visually identifiable.
I love
but back
the
in the day,
blonde.
I was kind of just like, yeah, well, there's one of those white guys who walks around Brooklyn.
Not at all. Wait, so you're an LA guy now?
Here we go. So I get to pick.
So you're bi-coastal.
That's my fancy way of saying bi-coastal. I get to choose my life.
Do you have an apartment in New York?
I do.
This is crazy.
No, I have.
That's making it. Sorry,
No, it's not.
Sorry, that's making.
If you saw my apartment in New York, you'd be like, huh.
Wait,
It's
one
not
bedroom?
that it's a studio. And it's actually a steal because of like the location that it's at.
Where is it?
It's in Long Island City.
Gorgeous.
Are you a New Yorker?
No, not at all. Literally, I couldn't be less. I'm born and raised LA. Been here
really?
forever. Yeah.
BNR.
Yeah.
Born and
BNR.
raised. See, I'm born and raised in New York, Long Island though.
I love that.
So way more comfortable in New York than I was. Actually, it gave me anxiety to come here for a really long time all throughout my 20s. Like
wow.
I don't know what it was. Like
why?
I think I had career anxiety. I had social anxiety.
But was New York didn't give that to you?
No, because I was just like, I went to college there. So I went there when I was 18, NYU. I went there when I was 18.
I dropped out after 1 week.
Yeah, so I was a dramatic writing major. I wasn't an acting major.
Dramatic writing?
Yeah,
like playwright? Like what is that?
Yeah, I did playwriting, I did TV writing, and I did screenwriting, and then they made you
But you couldn't do comedy?
No, like they had like comedy classes. Like they had like, oh, this is actually whack. They had a late night comedy writing class that I never could take because of the way that they made people choose the classes. Like it was so bizarre because I was one of the only people there that really wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, "Oh, I'll take that because it'll be like easy or like a fun thing to do." And I was like, "I actually want to do that for a career, maybe. So can I get in?" Couldn't get in.
Oh my God! I'm so dumb. Late night, as in late night, as in Seth Meyers,
right,
as in Jimmy Fallon.
No, so basically,
I thought you meant there was a late night class, and I was like, why would people elect to take a 12 a.m. class?
Let me be more specific. There was
understanding.
at Tisch, there was like it was a cool program, like in theory, because you could take like
that's so
half-hour
NYU.
sitcom. You could take 1 hour drama, and you'd get like the class would be like you write a half-hour sitcom. So I had a Modern Family that I had written.
Great.
And then I had a Grey's Anatomy that I had written for 1 hour drama.
A classic.
And my favorite thing was all my peers would like pick Mad Men and Breaking Bad. And I was like, who do you think you are that you can write this like...
So you picked Grey's Anatomy.
I picked Grey's Anatomy. I was like, there's a lion loose in Wisteria Lane.
Genius.
No,
Genius.
That's
Desperate Housewives.
That was my other idea.
Which is great.
I'm sure there was a tornado at Seattle Grace though.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Wait, so
there was one on Wisteria Lane.
There was?
There was a tornado.
I love Desperate Housewives. It was my favorite show growing up. But the only thing that I can remember now, like I've blacked it all out, except for Alfre Woodard, you know what that is?
Oh yeah.
Being trapped in the basement. That's the only thing I remember.
Betty Applewhite.
Of course.
Her son Matthew Applewhite.
Yes.
Played by that hot guy from True
Hot
Blood.
guy, where is he?
I don't know. We got to find him.
He's hot.
He's really good.
That's such an NYU course.
Well, they wouldn't let me do it. So basically, like I was studying TV writing in any way I could. And on the side, I was taking sketch comedy pretty seriously. Like I was on my school sketch comedy group.
Yeah.
Bowen was on the improv group at our school. That's
is
how
that how
we
you guys
met.
met?
Mm-hmm. We were like
people
the
probably
gays
know
in
this, and this is I'm like blown away. You've said it 100 times. I'm like, I just can't believe this.
It's in the press package.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, that's how we met. And then I was like a UCB kid. Like I took a lot of classes, did that whole thing.
Did you know Darcy Carden?
I've known Darcy Carden now for probably since like 2017.
Wow.
But when I first...
But not from UCB.
When I first got to know who Darcy Carden was, she was like the cool girl who was like really good at improv. This is way before The Good Place.
Wow, look at her success. Look at her rise.
The reason why I met her is because she had booked A Good Place and we found out that she liked our podcast like way back in the day before anyone was really listening. And so she was like one of our first like quote unquote famous guests that we ever got.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I remember we came out to LA to do it with her, to record the episode with her. And she was just so like, she was glowing. And she's just such a star.
She's
and
such a
I remember
star.
thinking like, oh, like this girl was like the cool girl at UCB and now she's in LA on a show. Like maybe it could happen. And it made me less nervous to come out here and ultimately try it one day, which I did.
You're doing.
Yeah, no, I like it here now.
Which you're killing it. Wait, so you said this to me earlier, but I'm just bringing it back. You live in Hollywood. Are you allowed to say that?
I'm like, I can say where I live. I live in Hollywood. It's very central. And I've just been in the same apartment for too long. It's got like COVID ghosts, you know what I mean?
I love that.
2 ex-boyfriends.
2X?
2.
Wow.
2 ex-boyfriends, like a dog that passed away.
Oh God, there's
Not
like
mine, my ex's. Still horrible.
I'm so sorry. Did you keep the dog and then he passed away, or he passed away with?
The dog passed after we broke up, but I was still close to the dog.
That's
but
so
sometimes I'm like in the apartment and I'm like, it's just, you know, when you have a place and it's like, you can tell you've been there too long because it's like, there's too many old memories to make new ones.
Totally.
It's like this is where I'm at now, and
Yep.
also I can do better than what I have.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I might just like start hitting the pavement, but that's the part that bothers me is the process of.
I'm never moving. I'm never
You
moving.
have a great place.
No, I don't. But I'm never moving because first of all, there's all these influencers. I don't know if you see this. There's all these influencers. They get a sponsorship with Roadway Moving, and it's like moving is easy. And I've reached out to them twice to try to, because I'm like, I want to move.
I will post.
And they won't. They literally will not answer my DMs. So if you get a Roadway Moving sponsorship,
I'll
you should
hook
move.
you up.
Well, you should also move just for that sponsorship.
Honestly, that would be a good idea.
That-
Willing to try products.
Yeah,
Any, like in New York though, it was. I think that's because I was like, you know, coming of age in New York and only ever knew New York. It's so hard to get an apartment there.
Yeah.
It takes so long and it costs so much
It's
more.
so expensive.
And here, that's not the case. Like
Yeah.
you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that, so I just took the first
people
place.
don't know that. That's actually like something I don't think you would think LA would be less expensive than New York.
No, I wouldn't.
But it's so much less expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
And now I don't know. I'm so half between. So it's like I feel like the healthier, more productive version of myself here, the one that works out and eats right, etc. And then in New York, I'm like the fun social version of myself who dates a lot and is like horny
I love
and
that.
is like, you know, like out there trying to, you know, be talking to people and meeting people and very plugged in, a lot going on. And then I get here and I'm like, I
have
feel
to
like
stay
a
inside.
shut in.
Yeah. You're like
my
writing
social
scripts.
anxiety through the roof here.
Really?
Not there. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
It's very hard for me to
feel
get out of the house
opposite
here.
way. I feel like there's so much hustling and bustling and people are always on the street. It's like scary.
That's probably like a different response to overwhelm. For me, it's like
Yeah.
if everyone is out there moving 1,000,000 miles per hour, it's easier for me as the fish to just join in the stream, like because
Beautiful.
it's already moving.
By the way,
whereas
beautiful.
like
Brene Brown.
she's suing me. Oh my God, I'll never forget one time I drank a 20 milligram weed seltzer and watched Brene Brown map of the heart or whatever, and I took notes. I
Oh
don't
my God,
know
I
where
have
that
to tell you
notepad
the
is.
funniest thing I've ever seen. I have to bring this picture up and then we have to
You
put it
are
on the
so
podcast.
like me energetically in terms of conversation. We've covered 50,000
No. By the way, I
topics.
don't even know what we're talking about.
Me neither. I never do.
No.
And I'll forget everything we said.
We're not talking about anything, but I just have to show you this. I was on the subway. Okay, humble brag. I was on the subway the other day.
Major.
and
It's a point of pride to take the subway now.
Sorry that I take
And when
the
you
subway.
survive the subway, it's huge.
No, seriously.
Down with Eric Adams, by the way. It's
Yes.
about time. It's so bad.
Okay, so I was on the subway the other day, and this guy who was in his 60s, black, older, gorgeous man, was sitting next to me, and he was listening out loud to a TikTok of this girl talking about how older men should approach girls.
Okay.
Okay, and this girl was like 30, and she was like, I really like older men. I would.
Here's how you should approach me.
Literally. That's okay. So then he's watching this, and I think he's gonna scroll, and instead he pulls out his phone and starts taking notes.
Yeah.
He fully takes notes. Someone goes, How old are you? And these are your responses.
Old enough to know what I want.
What's the second?
Old enough to be interesting, but young enough to keep up.
I don't know that.
I'm like a fine wine, only getting better with.
And then he wrote fine, but I think he
Fine.
meant age.
Yeah.
So sad. He
I'm
actually.
a fine wine, only getting better with fine. Messed up.
Yeah, exactly. He's reading it off the thing. He's like, fuck my line.
Are you someone that like? Well, you're in a relationship now, but
I've been
were
in a
you a
relationship.
pursuer?
No.
It's
No,
hard.
are you?
Back in the day, yeah. Now I feel like no.
No, Wait,
I
that
used to
just
be
racked
so
my brain.
different. I used to be like, I guess I had my like fuckboy era.
I'm obsessed
when
with
I was
this.
like
Tell us everything.
28 to 32.
So that's what should be happening to me. But I've been in a relationship for 10 years.
God, I'm so jealous of you to be in a loving relationship.
He's in the bedroom, won't come out. So he's a shut-in today.
That's
Sometimes
fine. He's letting you do your thing. He's letting you shine.
He's letting me shine. No, it is nice. How long, when were you in your last relationship?
Oh, I was in a very intense but short-lived situation. End of 2022 to beginning of 2023. It was one of those like
A year.
I guess you'd call it a love bomb situation. But
He loved mom. You love mom.
I'm not capable of love bombing.
Totally.
I'm for real. Like I'll either give you nothing or I'll give you everything.
Yeah,
that's kind of
totally.
how I am. I'm like
Totally.
really not that interested and pretty aloof. And I've actually been known to in my past, like I guess ghost. Because like
I've been ghosted so many times. It's hurtful. Have you ever been ghosted?
And I know. And
Have
I
you
wanna
ever been the
take accountability.
ghostie?
I've been the ghoster.
You've been the ghoster, but you've never been the ghostie.
Can I say until like until I really got it?
Wait, what
So
do you mean?
I want you to know karma paid me a visit in a major way. And now the slate is clean and I'm a new person as a result of the last situation I had. It took
Well,
a
that's
long
beautiful.
time to get over it, but it was like very necessary. It's like whenever you go through something hard and the whole time you're like, fuck, why is this happening? There's no reason for this. This is stupid. And then the part of you that forms because of the hard thing is like, you finally realize why and that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess I'm there.
So you've learned your lesson.
Yeah. Are you going to fixate on the fact that I once ghosted? Can I say it wasn't ghosting? And let's have a conversation about what that means.
Okay, yeah.
If you go out with someone twice,
Yeah.
and
oh,
then
see,
you,
okay, keep going. Keep going.
if you go out with someone twice and then like you just don't talk anymore after that,
yeah, but do they want to talk?
I don't feel the phone buzzing.
Oh, then that's not ghosting at all. It's a mutual fizzle.
I guess like I feel like if we've hung out one or two times, I don't owe you a thing of like, hey, it was really amazing to get to know you.
Oh my God, I'm going to do that
just
to you
feel as
today,
though-
by the way. As a friend, I'm fully texting you that because that's who I am as a person. But I want you to not answer me for weeks. Please.
I probably will. Now I'm going to be so thirsty for your friendship.
How many texts do you have on your phone? Like unread?
Oh God.
A lot?
Should we see?
Yeah.
I don't
See-
no, here's the thing. The bad thing is I read all of my texts. I just sometimes selectively respond. Well, Leah is, I guess, texting me from the floor. No, 20 minutes ago. Oh, they're just talking about something else.
It's totally fine.
Whoa, look, this isn't good. I got a lot of blue things.
Oh my.
And Darcy texted me and she was like, I'm just leaving. You're going to have the best time. But I got a lot of blues. But I will respond to all these.
You
Can
will?
I correct the record? I don't consider myself someone who ghosts. I just think like there was a time in my 20s when I acted like a gay guy in my 20s.
Totally.
And
I
then
never
in
had
my
that
early
time.
30s, I was like,
Are you 30?
I'm 34.
I should have done my research. I have
How
no
old
idea.
do you think I am?
I thought you were my age.
No.
Fully. I thought you were 27, 28.
Majora.
Sorry.
I was born in 1990.
Great year.
Really good
By the
year.
way, a lot of pop stars in that year.
Like, don't even tell me.
Was this your wall?
This was pretty, well, if I had been out, it would have been
When
my
did you
wall.
come out?
19. So
You came out late.
See, but you know what's interesting?
maybe
For
that's early.
millennials, that's not late.
Oh, see,
I
I came
don't
out when I was like 8.
Because you couldn't help it.
I was obsessed with it. I just was obsessed with saying it. No,
I'm gay?
my mom came up to me and was like, "Do you like the chubby boy or the more skinny boy?" And I was like, "Boy?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, probably a chubby one."
So she knew. Mama knew.
She made me gay. You're
Well,
allowed
how-
to say that.
Yeah, my mom made me gay. She did make you. She
did.
made you gay.
That's so true.
So
No,
gay.
yeah. This was my wall growing up.
I mean, this is great. This is huge.
Except for
actually.
Taylor's version wasn't out yet.
Is that Margaret Qualley?
Where?
Who is this behind me?
Emma Chamberlain.
Oh.
By the
Cut
way,
that.
love that. No, I'm obsessed with that.
Have you watched the videos of her dancing?
No. Should I?
Margaret Qualley is an incredible dancer. So, she's married to Jack Antonoff.
Of course.
So she is in a lot of Bleachers videos that she directs, and a lot of them are just her dancing.
Wait,
she also
what?
did this like Kenzo ad, which was just her, very inspired by like that old Christopher Walken Fatboy Slim video where he was just him walking around. Sorry, I'm like being me right now.
No.
But anyway, Margaret Qualley, if you go on YouTube, like just the music videos of her dancing
Are
and, like,
amazing.
There's a commercial for Kenzo where she's dancing, and it's
Wow, I'm obsessed with you
incredible.
loving Margaret Qualley.
I mean,
I just
can
saw
I be
a
honest with
Bleachers
you?
show. Loved it.
Wait, so what?
A Bleachers show.
Can I tell you?
Hollywood Bowl. or Greek.
I watched them at Coachella the real deal.
They're unbelievable, aren't they?
I'm so happy. So half my friends went to go see Grimes, and the other half went to go see Bleachers, and I'm so happy
Wait, this
I
was
went
like
to Bleachers.
recent.
Yeah.
This was this year.
It was when Grimes had the meltdown at Coachella.
And where ultimately nothing worked. No equipment worked. Not one thing.
Well, then they were like, we could have gotten it to work, but she insisted on doing it herself, and she clearly didn't know what she was doing.
And she was so high up, you couldn't even see her in the Sahara.
Well, I was at Bleachers
I was at Bleachers too.
killing it.
They're-
Wait, weekend 1 or 2?
Weekend,
What?
both.
You went to both? Wow.
I went to both.
And I thought I was obsessed.
But can I just be totally honest?
Yeah.
I lied to 3 people and told them I wasn't at Coachella. So now I'm telling them that I was.
In fact, both times.
I lied. They asked me if I was going weekend 1 and I said no, weekend 2. I went weekend 1.
Can
then
I
they
say
said
something? It's fine.
It's fine.
Because when you're at Coachella, it's really important to protect your peace.
I agree.
Because the first year I went was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like late to
Wait,
go to the Coachella
what?
thing. Well, I wasn't an LA kid.
oh my God, you have to, I go with my dad every single year. You have to come with us.
I mean,
you would
let's
just
go.
love
I
him.
mean, but
You would love him.
now, so basically, this is what I'm about to tell you. So the first year I went,
Great.
I went with like raver boys, and I
Wait.
was like reeling from my breakup. So I was like
Random raver boys?
like not random, like my friends, but they like to be in like the Yuma tent.
Totally,
You know what I'm saying?
totally understand.
It's like where I'm not trying to be.
Yeah.
I'm
Who is?
I'm trying to watch like a British R&B singer I've never heard of
Olivia
slide up
Dean.
into her. Thank
Totally,
you, bitch.
totally. Olivia Dean. I'm there with you. I'm literally there with you. Literally 4 p.m. Olivia Dean.
Yeah.
Wait, you have a
What-
gorgeous voice. I forgot.
Oh, thanks. Well, no, she blew me away. But you know who ate the hardest?
Who?
Chapel.
Chapel was unbelievable. But
Were you at the first weekend Friday set that the first one
Yes,
she did?
and yes.
Bitch.
But can I tell you something? Empty when I was there. No one was there.
That's a lie.
No, I'm serious.
I was there too.
No. It wasn't empty. It just wasn't what it was today.
Well,
today.
no, because
Right,
that's kind of like where it began.
Yes. Of course, there were people. Chapel comes for me. Of course, there were people there, but there was. I just thought it would be.
I don't think she'd come for you about that. She'd be like, good, yeah, no one else come.
No, yeah.
She'd be like, leave me the fuck alone. Can I tell you,
There
I
was
went to
no
go
one
see her
there
at the
compared to-
Fonda. This is,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that thing of like, I knew Chapel first. I'm not saying that.
No,
but
please, you
I
are.
did see her April 2023 or May 2023 at the Fonda here in LA. And it was like, I'm going to say 85% full. Can you imagine now? Mind you, 6 months later, and there was definitely an energy.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, I saw Brooklyn Steel in Brooklyn, double the size. Clearly, things had happened. Cut to Coachella, a whole other situation. Now it's crazy.
Now it's insane. But that's okay. So my boyfriend styles Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, he does a great job.
Thank
I
you
love
for him.
Sabrina. I'm gonna go see her in November.
So he did the tour, and I just went to the tour in Madison Square Garden, and I'm sitting there and I'm sobbing, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Why the hell?" Like she's singing about bed cam, like, and I'm sobbing.
Yeah, but you're sobbing because
I
she made it
couldn't-
happen.
How did she do that?
She's fucking good.
She's so talented.
I love the album.
It's an unbelievable album.
think-
Will it win?
Album of the year. I
What
think
will
it-
win?
Can I tell you this? So this is the. I've been waiting to share my opinion about this.
Please, yes. What will win? Tell us everything.
First of all, I think in terms of nominations, it's gonna be the year of the pop girlies because
I agree.
I think this is gonna happen. I really do.
Charli.
I think Charli. I think Taylor. I think Ariana. I think Billy.
Oh my
I think
God.
Chapel.
Wait, you just named 5 of the best albums.
Well, that's like pop vocal album right there. And Sabrina, we haven't even talked about. I think Sabrina's a contender. We haven't even said the words Cowboy Carter. That's
my
7.
God.
There's
Oh
8
my God, I
slots.
feel sick.
Then
I
what?
feel sick.
I'm pulling for Brittany Howard.
I don't
But
know who that is.
Fabulous.
Who
She
is
has a
that?
great new album called What Now this year.
What now?
She's the lead singer of the Alabama Shakes.
Oh my God, I love her.
So now she's got a solo album.
I love her. What now sounds very this vibe.
Yes.
It sounds very 2000s. It sounds
Well,
Brandy.
Wake up, wake
yeah,
up.
that's maybe why. And also Brandy
bop,
had
by
a
the way.
song called like What Now?
Well, then,
What, didn't she?
What about all
What
of the
about-
things that you said?
Wow.
No, I'm that girl.
You're a jukebox.
yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Especially when it comes to like late 90s, early 2000s R&B.
It's your favorite thing.
What about us? Wait, her best song ever. Have you ever loved somebody so much?
Wait,
it
did you?
makes
Oh my God.
cry?
Wait, was that the song? Yes, it was where she's singing at the piano. I just saw a TikTok of this, of course. Who was with her? Like Diana Ross was behind her or someone.
I don't know this. She just did something with Mariah. They sang Mariah's song "The Roof."
No. But there's a TikTok. We can pull this up. I'm right. Diana Ross is like, sing louder. And she's like, oh, okay. Like,
Is it Whitney?
no.
You're talking about "Why Are You Down There" when they sang Cinderella?
No, that's an amazing. No, I love that.
Why are you down there?
I'm obsessed with that. That's my favorite clip.
Impossible.
Wait,
Because Brandy's like, yeah, it's so funny. Why are you down there?
I thought all princesses were black and gorgeous because of Brandy.
What a beautiful time
What
that
a
was.
gorgeous and now look, we can't. Well, now actually, there's Princess and the Frog. What's that called?
Oh, Princess and the Frog, Princess Tiana.
Yeah. So there's some black queens.
There are certainly black queens, and there's queens of color everywhere, all over Disney. Moana. Say it.
Are you a Disney adult?
Can I say something?
What?
That's derogatory.
I agree.
I'm not a Disney adult. I'm an adult who likes to have like some mushrooms, go into Disney and fuck it up on the rides. I'm not dressing up.
I'm not
I don't
either.
go see all the animated movies. I couldn't tell you about Tangled.
Oh my God, I could tell you about Tangled. Why couldn't you tell anyone
why
about
are
Tangled?
then you are a Disney adult.
No, I'm obsessed with Disney, of course.
Okay,
But
so we have to go to Disneyland together because
Fine.
no one fucks it up like me.
I'm obsessed. But you have to know the speakeasies. Do you know the speakeasies?
Babe.
Okay, sorry.
I've been to Club 33 3 times.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Wait, I
Impossible.
love Disney. I
Love Disney.
Yeah, I love. What do
you think of the Princess Tati's Bayou Dip that they changed from Splash Mountain to Princess Tiana? Do you know about this?
I knew that, and I was so upset. And that was my favorite ride. But everyone was like, "It's my favorite ride because it's the best drop." No, it was actually visually stunning,
Yeah, visually stunning.
gorgeous. The
And
birds,
they did
crows.
keep that. I mean, that's
Oh,
all.
they did.
That's all. It's apparently even more beautiful now.
I can't wait.
Everyone in the room tunes out.
Yeah, yeah. No one listens.
That should just say Charli should win album of the year.
Yeah.
Brat should win album of the year. 100%. It affected fashion. It affected politics. It affected music culture.
Are you friends with Charli?
She's been on the podcast. I can't call her a friend, but she's
I'm
been on the
obsessed with
podcast.
Charli XCX.
I'm really proud of that episode because we were actually one of the very first pieces of promo she did for Brat. And so we got to hear it like 2 weeks before. And then, by the way, cut to Madison Square Garden a couple weeks ago. I was there and Lord came out.
You were there?
Let me tell you,
I
bitch,
feel sick. I feel sick.
the whole of Madison Square Garden could have flipped over. We already were gagged because it was Troy and Charli.
feel
And so it was amazing. And then Addison Rae came out.
Are you friends with Troy?
Yeah, I know Troy. Like
love
Troy actually. Okay,
That's such by the way, you are media trained. I get that you say things.
I'm actually literally not.
No,
media
I know your
trained.
publicist is like, no, he's not. No. But the way you said, I know Troy, not
No.
I'm friends. That's perfect answer.
because-
That's a
okay,
famous answer.
Again, like shy to say I'm friends with Troy, but I am friends with Troy. In fact, when I was recording my album, we have the same producer, and I was finishing up my Christmas album the week that Rush was coming out. So Troy was like, you know, he
Who's
was
your
so
producer?
excited, Leland,
Of course.
and so
Sit with Leland. I love Leland.
love.
I don't know him, but
Oh, he's the best.
love him as
and he's
producer.
really good at what he does. In
Love
fact,
his work.
like, you know, he does so much good stuff. And so Troy was very around that week where we were recording because, you know, he was just excited and,
course.
you know, needed to be working with Brett on some remixes and stuff. And so he actually vocal directed and vocal produced one of my tracks on my album
What song?
called Rum Pum Pum.
Oh my God. Did he sing on
and
it?
his voice is in the background of that song, my song Rain on Christmas, and my song Every Christmas Eve.
Do people know this, or is this an In Your Dreams exclusive?
People don't really know this.
Okay, this is an In Your Dreams exclusive. We have to give an In Your Dreams. I had a stroke. An
was-
In Your Dreams exclusive. That's
This-
amazing.
That's I mean,
Wow.
Troy's voice is on my album, and you can hear it.
I love that.
Yeah, because
That's
we
amazing.
actually at the time we actually were on the same label.
What and
It was
what?
Capitol. I'm not with them anymore.
I'm so sorry.
Which is fine. I think if I do more music, I'll independently produce it.
Why don't you do an R&B album?
Oh man,
Why don't you do a real album?
I would love to.
You have an amazing voice.
That's so kind.
You do.
It's actually, you know what's funny? My number one favorite thing to do is write music and sing my songs and stuff. And I would really like to earnestly do that, but it's hard to be earnest when you make your career doing comedy and people, you know, look at you a certain way.
It
but
is really
I'm
hard.
also starting to care less and less because I'm realizing that it's never really made sense.
Totally.
My career.
Totally.
Like I never thought that podcasting would be the thing. I didn't think anyone would ever care what I had to say.
Are you going to do a live tour for podcast tour?
We did it. Like we did I Don't Think So Honey Live. We used to go all
course.
around the country and pop off and
course.
have all
I
these like
remember.
local comedians come and do it. And now it's like it's just a different phase.
You put on a lot of local comedians.
We did.
You put on a lot of local comedians.
We did.
I found
feel
Greta
so-
Titelman through you.
Really?
Yeah. And by
She's
the way,
best.
the best.
What was it? What was it? I Don't Think So Honey at French Manicures as
Yes.
Pedicures.
Yes.
It's one of the best of all time.
I became obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I love her.
I think my favorite line from Greta Titelman's I Don't Think So Honey, what is it? French Manicures as Pedicures.
Yes.
She goes, I don't want to see that unless you're handing me my menu at Nobu.
She's a genius.
She's
I
that
love
girl.
her. No, she is the kindest, sweetest
She's
person.
a wonderful
Yeah,
person.
she's
She actually,
amazing.
when I first moved to LA, I lived with her for a year. Do you want to know something so funny?
Tell me everything. We are so ADD. People aren't going to know what's happening.
No.
I haven't asked you one question. By the way, have a full list.
Really? What the fuck?
Have a full list.
What
Haven't asked
could
you
be
one
on
thing.
there?
No. We can't get into it, actually. It's actually, now that I just looked, it's embarrassing.
Let me see it.
No. It's too weird. No. You
Let
can't
me
see
see it.
It says like it's too
So
embarrassing.
nothing that you could do
Wait, actually, I
would
have to make
embarrass
sure.
me. As a pop culture super fan, how has it impacted your
Oh
own
yeah, I was gonna say
personality?
my personality is made of like a jerk off video, which I'm probably not allowed to say. You probably want to cut that. But
No, I love that. You think I haven't said this shit?
So wait, I was asking you something that now I forget.
Well, I was gonna say a funny story, which
yeah,
is
go.
so I lived with Greta Teileman for a year when I first moved out here. She like housed me, her and her husband, and I lived in their house. They've since moved, but so I have this new show coming out in December on Netflix called No Good Deed,
course.
and it's with like Ray Romano and Lisa Kudrow, Linda Cardellini. Abby
amazing.
Jacobson and Poppy Lou are also in the show, and the house that they live in the show was the house that Greta owned that I lived in for a year.
Are you in the house?
Not only that, there's a whole scene in the show, which is the room that I lived in for a year, and I'm in this show. Out of all the houses
Are
in
you
LA,
in the scene?
no.
Do you ever
can
work in the
believe-
house?
No. You'll see when it comes out.
What is the show about?
So the show is about, you're so good. No Good Deed is from Liz Feldman, who created Dead to Me. So it's like,
Obviously.
that's the kind of tone. It's very like dark domestic comedy.
Love.
It's sort of like Knives Out in the suburbs.
Love.
Or like White Lotus, but set in like Los Feliz, in that it's a very large cast. It's like kind of like dark, edgy humor. So it stars Lisa Kudrow and Ray Romano as a couple who are selling their home. And so it's about 3 different couples who really want the house, but no one knows that the reason they're selling the house is because something very dark happened there. So then the mystery unfolds.
And what do you play?
I play the real estate agent.
But you know what happened.
Yeah, I can't say too much, but like he is not what meets the eye, I guess. And so
Wait, I'm scared. I'm not kidding.
I'm
I
in
actually
6
just got
out of the
scared.
8 episodes. I have like a really good
But you have a
part.
juicy part.
I do have a juicy part. I get to do really fun things on the show.
Wait, are you considered a series regular?
No, okay, so it was
so
like
sorry to ask.
No, it's fine.
You cry.
It's fine. You know what's funny is like I'm in enough that I probably could have been, but at the
But they didn't
time
wanna
I was
pay you.
no, at the time I was only supposed to do 4 episodes, and then they bumped it to 6.
Yeah, because you're so good.
well, I don't know about all that.
That's what happened. That's what happened. It
It was
seen
feeling
it happen.
good, and then I got the scripts, and they said you're in this, and I was like, oh great, and so I was really happy and excited. I really like to work. Like I'd
Are you a
rather
workaholic?
work.
Do you wake up and like write a script? Like, what's your vibe?
No, well, I would say I wake up and every day the first thing I think about is like what's the plan? You know what I mean? Like I work really hard to make sure that everything I do is of quality, but I'm
Yeah.
not someone that like overextends. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
when I have something to do, I feel like I really want to do it well.
Yeah.
And I think it's from like starting out in comedy, there were no queer comedians. You know what I mean? Like it was like Ellen, and it was like niche comics that like weren't on TV and stuff. Like there was
Yeah.
no gay person on SNL really.
No,
and
there
then like
wasn't.
there was Kate, but it just there was a lot of scarcity when it came to like seeing yourself up there. Like even Neil Patrick Harris, who was one of like the out gay actors, was playing a very straight, like misogynist part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And good at it.
And yeah, and it
Fucking
was
great.
funny for what it was. And
Yeah.
at the time, it was just like, I just remember idolizing him.
Yeah.
Because like, I was like, I can't believe he's like really gay and talking about it. And he's proving we can do any part.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
I remember like Sean Hayes when I was really young, like
course.
he was actually in the closet, but he was playing this like very flamboyant role. And then he came out later and it was very meaningful. But when I was coming up, like I didn't see anything to be. So I just kind of tried to do everything. And I liked everything. Like I liked performing live and singing. I liked writing. I wrote for the second season of the other 2.
There you go.
Because my education was in script writing and
Right,
stuff.
right,
And I never thought I would be an actor because I just didn't know how. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like you just pretend.
You
just
never
pretend.
thought you were going to be an actor?
I never thought I'd be any of this.
Wait,
like
so what did you wanna
wanted to
be?
be.
What
I
did you-
wanted to be.
Yeah.
When I was little, I wanted to be an actor. Like I remember watching the Oscars when I was 7 years old, and like I wanted to be in the room with them. Like, and then I watched movies. I got obsessed. Like I've always been obsessed with music. Like I wanted to do all these things, but like the world just like shouts at you that like you're never gonna do anything because like you can't see it. You know how it is.
Of course.
And so like it was all that, and also at the same time, like you're also never gonna have a family. You're not gonna get married. All this stuff. So by the time I graduated high school and went to NYU and like really started thinking about what I was gonna do, I was like, well, fuck it. Like there's nothing to lose because I don't expect anything because there's nothing to expect.
Of course.
So then it was just like, let me pretend I'm an actor. Let me pretend I'm a singer. Let me pretend I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And then by pretending, you sort of become all the things.
Yeah. And then people
at
love
some
you
point,
for it.
let me just throw everything at the wall. The only thing I was positive I wasn't going to be good at was podcasting. I was like, no one's going to care what I have to say. Yeah. I didn't think I was like funny like that. I thought I was like funny because I could put on a wig and do a voice. I didn't think I was funny because of like the way I talked. I just didn't think so.
Wow. That's crazy. But you were confident in your writing skills.
Very confident.
Yeah.
I always, maybe even overconfident. Like being like, yeah, like, I mean, I recently read like the writing sample I used when I first moved out to LA. And I'm like, yeah, I thought this was all that.
Was it?
It was good, but it wasn't
but that's
like,
still good that you still think it's good.
it got me the job on the other two. But then I also think that what mostly got me the job on the other two was because Chris and Sarah, who ran that show, were fans of the podcast. So like,
see, that's interesting. It's a nepo friend. It's a
that's
nepo
what I'm
friend.
saying, is
Wow.
it's like I wouldn't think of you as someone that's like nepo and that's why he books, and you probably wouldn't think that about me.
No,
but
I
like,
would never think
one
that
of the
about
big
you.
reasons, like Fire Island. I mean, Joel Kim Booster wrote it. Like that's why I was in it. I did have to audition, but he didn't see anyone else. Like the part was written for me. Like it's like you stick around enough and you know people, and then what does it matter how you get the part as long as you do great?
So true. And that's such a rare thing to hear because I feel like everyone right now is like so against the nepo. And
But it's not nepo.
No, it's not nepo. But I just mean I'm so for like knowing people and people liking your personality and being like, let's cultivate that.
Yes, and also like I do the same for everyone else. Like whenever I feel like someone's super, like since back in the day, like Bowen and I would like bring people on our podcast that we just thought were really special and stuff. And it's like you all help each other. Like that's like, it's so hard to like give advice nowadays. Like I really feel like there's no way because of the way that everything works. But the one thing I know for sure is if you are around people that make you feel funny and special and like that are encouraging to you and it's positive, like that will always be a good thing.
I agree.
Always.
I agree completely.
You will never go wrong by being surrounded by talented people who make you feel good.
Okay, we're done. So I just need to put this on. We just look into the cameras and say goodnight.
Oh,
that's one. My camera? Look into your camera and I look into my camera. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good night.
You're gonna feel